Good morning and welcome to the retirement sessions. Today I'm back at Southfield. I decided to come back for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I'm chasing that 20, that elusive 20, so I'll carry on with that quest. And secondly, it's Tuesday the 9th and we've got the social on Saturday the 13th, and I just wanted to come for one sort of session, final session this week, just to touch base with the owners, etc., before we have the social on Friday. So that's my reasoning behind coming back to Southfield as opposed to trying somewhere further afield, which I could have done. I've been set up and fishing since about 9 o'clock. It's 9:30 now. I got here quite early. I got here about 7:15, and I spent probably 40 odd minutes talking to the lady that owns the place about various aspects, and of course the social and things for the weekend. And then I used the toilet facilities. I've got Floyd with me, and he had a bit of a walk around, and then we came and got set up. And I've seen with the forecast, I've seen that there is forecast a bit of rain later on, so I've got the shelter up, so that me and Floyd have got shelter from the elements. So yeah, I've got the rods in. What I'll do is in a moment I'll describe to you where the rods are and what we've got on them, and then we'll take it from there. I'm hoping weather-wise, of course, it's much warmer. It warmed up over the last week, and the last few days, even though it's been rainy, it's been quite warm, so the water temperatures are quite good now. Today, for example, it's like 18-19 degrees here. You can see that in the water though. The weed is way up, and the swim I'm fishing in, right in the middle, is the weedy swim. Because I thought I'd go for an area just off the weed, and a snag area, or two snag areas that you can normally pick fish up from. So yeah, weather better. Let's see how we do today. Fingers crossed we'll get a couple of fish on the bank. As I say, in a moment I'll describe my rigs and locations to you, and then I'm going to get the kettle on, because I haven't had anything since about 6:30 this morning, when I went to good old Mackie D's for my breakfast. So it won't be long. Talk to you in a bit. Right, rigs and rods. On my left hand rod, I've got that half left straight across to the other side of the pond, opposite swim. To the left of it there's a fallen tree, lots of branches in the water, and I've got my rig just off that centre, with a mega method feeder and 3 offerings of crumbled Parker baits. I've then got my centre rod. The next swim across to the right, there's a clear area just off the weed where that swim is, and I've got that fixed zig with a pink pop-up on there that I've had a couple of takes on before, and I've had that out probably the longest, since about 8:45. I wanged that straight out, but no interest yet. And then my right hand rod, one swim to my right and a bit, there is a large fallen tree, and the branches go right out into the lake, and sort of from the swim, a couple of feet, 3 or 4 feet up the branches to the center of the lake, I've got another mega method feeder on there, with quite a few free offerings. And I've had I had a take last time from that area with the same bait on, etc. So that's the rigs. There we go. It's just after 9:35 now. Kettle time in a moment, and we'll see how we do. Yeah, as I said, Floyd is with me today. I'm dog sitting again, and there he is. He's in his normal position, comfy in the bivvy, in his bed, and he's just waiting for the bite alarm to go off like me, but in a much more relaxed posture. Right, I think I'll definitely get that kettle on now. What do you reckon, Floyd? Yep, kettle on. Okay. Yeah, it's quick update, 11:30. Been at it just about 2 hours, yeah, and I've had nothing yet. No knocks. One or two shows in some areas, and I casted to one of the shows with the fixed zig, but it's in the weeds, so it's a difficult area to get to, and I left it for maybe half an hour, nothing from there. So what I've done is I've left the two rods on the snags, and I've swapped the zig rod to the left hand rod, and I've got that over to the left of two swims to the left, sort of thing, under the large tree that's on the far bank in what's a clearer area. So hopefully something can pick that up. But yeah, it's strange, it's warmer, but it's quiet. Yeah, it's 1:45, and Floyd was just watching the rods for me for a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do in a moment is put the kettle on, and I've got a soba pot noodle for lunch, so it's kettle time, I think, and soba noodle. Nothing yet. I just had a knock on my center rod, which is over on the method feeder to the snag. Could have been a line bite and knock anyway, and that's the most action I've had to date today. So yeah, it's very quiet, and I thought things might start to get better with the increase in temperature, but there we go. Get back there! Stay over there! Stay there! Okay, it's just coming up to 1 o'clock, and about 10 minutes ago I had my first take on the mega method feeder rod, and it's this nice little mirror, stay still for me, which is 14 pounds and 4 ounces. There we go, 14 pounds and 4 ounces, and gave us quite a good fight in the weed. Picked it up from the snag, obviously, locked up tight, walked back with the rod, and then it was quite solid in the weed for a while. But there we go, she's 14 pounds 4 ounces. Happy with that. At least that's one fish on the bank to start the day with. There we go. And here we go again. Five or so minutes ago, another little mirror, which is about, I don't know, 7-8 pounds, from the same area, from the snag. area on the Mega Method feeder. So that's 2, that's good. Let's get it back. Oh, suffice to say, it gave me quite a good little scrap, even though it's only about 7 or 8 pounds. In the weed again, it was quite difficult to get in the net. There we go. Right, lunch was interrupted by that take I just had, so I've not managed to empty the water out of my sober wok style noodles. So I'll do that now and see if it's still okay. Floyd's just taking it all in his stride. All too much bother in it, Floyd. We can just observe from bed. Great way of doing it. Isn't it, Floydie? Hey, you're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah. Observe it from bed. Because when you do get down on the platform, there's not enough room, mate. And things get a bit tight down there. So stay in your bed and we're okay. Kettle's on for a cup of tea after a late lunch. Soba noodle was okay. It was a bit cooler, having had to leave the water in for 10 minutes, but there we go. And enough water in the kettle to make a cup of tea. So cup of tea, here we come. Right, Floyd's decided he wants to come and have a cuddle, so he jumped upon my knee. Not as if it's cold like. It's a sort of 70 degrees. I've got a bite. Oh, I lost it. Oh, after all that, we lost it. That was the right hand rod just in the snag. Something picked it up. Very short run. I could feel resistance, but it went slack. There we go. Well, unfortunately that came to nothing. It was a short run. Picked the rod up. Felt some resistance. It was the right hand rod, the one that's in the nearest snag, and unfortunately it came off. But maybe that's good luck having Floyd on my knee. Try it again later. There we go. A little run, a bit of excitement for Floyd as well, but came to nothing. Right, it's about 5:30. I think I'm going to have my my tea now, or my dinner, or whatever you want to call it. We're sticking on pasta. I've got a chicken and bacon pasta salad from Co-op, and it looks okay. We'll have that and a cup of tea and a biscuit, and that's dinner. So I've had a bit of a pasta day today, noodles at lunchtime and pasta for dinner. New ducks. About 8 of them. Right, it's almost 7 o'clock, and I've had nothing else since the 2 I had sort of early afternoon. So yeah, just a 14.25 pound mirror, and a mirror that was about 7 or 8 pounds. I had another couple of knocks and small runs, etc., but nothing to write home about. So yeah, the elusive 20 is still elusive. I'm getting up there. I'm getting 14.5s, 15s, but not getting any further than that. But we can still keep trying. So what I'm going to do now is I'm packing up, very slow time, and if I do get anything, I will come back on and show you it. What I'm going to do now is say farewell for this particular session. I'll see everybody, or I'll see a lot of people at the social at the weekend on Saturday, and I'll see everybody else from here on in on more retirement sessions and more fresh fishing sessions as we go on throughout the year. So yeah, 20 remains elusive, 14.5 or 14.25, not too bad. All it remains is to say farewell, goodbye, take care everybody, see you next time, bye bye. Good morning and welcome to the retirement session. Today I'm at the Rising Sun fishery down near York. I haven't been here for probably 6 weeks to a month. I think I came back in April and it was a really cold day, winter conditions, and I blanked. Apart from that, every other session I've had a fish or two from here. It's going to be a warm day and the fish are already cruising, so I'm clearly going to try a zig on one of my rods, and then on the other two I've got one out on a mega method feeder to the island, tight to the well, not tight, probably half to 3/4 of rod length off, and I've got a mega method feeder in the margins, and I keep getting beeps off that at the moment, so that's why I'm a bit tetchy at the moment while we're doing the introduction. So yeah, I've had my rods in for probably 15-20 minutes. Lots of beeps from the island rod and the margin rod, so I'm hoping that things are going to go from there. But let's see how we do. Fingers crossed, as we all say. Let's get some t-shirts with fingers crossed on them, I think, that we get some fish. So here's hoping. I'll get back to you. Right, yeah, it's just after 10 o'clock. I've had the rods in for about an hour. I've had nothing yet. I've had some knocks on my rod out close to the island and margin rods, but that could have been small stuff, as they're on mega method feeder with pellet. I have seen some small stuff cruising, so equally that small stuff could be on the bottom as well, mooching around. But hopefully it was carp mooching around as well. Had nothing on the fixed zig, but I suspect it's probably too low. I've got it at about 4 feet, and I think where I've got it is about 10 feet of water. So what I'm going to do later is put the adjustable zig on and fish that closer to the surface, especially when around midday when the fish start to cruise. So what I'm going to do now is get the kettle on, have a cup of coffee. I haven't had a cuppa yet. Had a McDonald's on the way as usual, but not a cup of coffee. There are quite a few anglers on the lake at the moment. There are, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's five to six anglers that are doing 24-48s, and talking to a couple of them, they've had the odd fish, load doubles overnight. And there's another chap to my left who I think is a coarse fisherman. He's after silvers or whatever. So there's quite a few on here. It is going to be a nice day, a warm day. Hopefully not too warm that the fish don't get their heads down. The kettle has warmed. Not boiled, because you don't need it boiling for this particular drink. But there we go. Decaf cappuccino. Gonna have this, and then I'm going to reset the rods and have a look at an adjustable zig. As ever, the wildlife. Okay, just after 12 and nothing yet. As you can see in front of us, fish are cruising everywhere because it's quite warm and sunny. Now I've got one of my rods on the adjustable zig, but I'm restricted by the distance I can put it out. I've got it about 3 rod lengths out at the moment because I can't really see any further than that to adjust it, to get it to the right depth, etc. I can only see at that distance the float and the bait together, and then be able to do the adjustments. Where I put it out further, I can't make out the bait, unfortunately. I can see the float. I could do it blind, I suppose, and I might give that a try later. Yeah, I've got it set up about 3 rod lengths out to the left where the fish are cruising, and I've got it about a foot below the surface. So we'll try that one and see how it goes for a while. There you go, fish cruising all over the show. Hi there, it's 12:30 and the sun is out again and it's pretty warm again. Had nothing, no knocks on anything, no liners, etc. So it's pretty quiet fish cruising. I'm hoping I'm going to pick something up on the zig. And what I'm going to do now is have a bit of lunch. I've got a nice steak pie for lunch, and it's too warm for a brew. I think I'll have a cool drink of water, well, juice I've got in my bottle. So there we go. Yeah, very hot, fish cruising, not really interested in getting the heads down. Hoping that will happen later on in the last few hours before I go. Okay, about 1:15. I've just cast the adjustable zig that I showed you, and I've got it about 5 or 6 rod lengths out, and it's about 2 foot down, 2 foot from the surface. Seems there's quite a lot of fish cruising in that area, so we'll see how we go with it. Right, just after 2:30, and I've repositioned all the rigs. I've moved the rig that was in the margins to the right. I think there was just small stuff knocking that. I've moved that out about a rod length off the island to the right of my swim marker, and I've got the same rod, sorry, the center rod over at the island, a bit further left than it was before. Again, about a rod length off the island, and they're both still on mega method feeder with sweet corn and crushed up boilie as free offerings with the boat. I've managed to cast out the zig to where I wanted it, and set it up, etc. The chap in the next swim had some binos. He lent me those, and works perfectly with a set of binos even. You can see what you're doing. So that's all set up now. Fish still cruising. Nothing yet. Nobody has had anything all day that I can tell. I haven't heard anybody or seen anybody with their net in the water. So it's one of those days where we might have to wait for sort of tea time and beyond, when it gets a bit cooler and the fish get their heads down. Let's see if I can't attract anything on the zig. Okay, 3:15, and an angry mirror here that's bang on 12 pounds. There we go, 12 pounds. More than happy with that on an afternoon like this when nothing else is happening. That was on my left hand rod, which was on the mega method feeder with a wafter about a rod length off the left hand end of the island. So that's great. take a photo and then get him back in. It's going up to 4:30 and nothing since the fish at about 3:15 that I had. The owner's just been round and switched the aerator on, so we'll get a bit of oxygen into the water hopefully, and get their heads down, and hopefully we can have another fish before we call it a day at about 7:30. 5:30. Quick update. Nothing else. Time to get the tea on. I'm having a soba noodle, yakitori chicken, and a wall sausage roll, and a cup of tea. So the kettle's on to do the noodle, to do the tea. Yummy, yummy. Let's see how we go. Coming up to 6:20, nothing further, and I'll shortly be into my last hour, so I'll start packing up at about 7:30, so I can leave at 8 o'clock, pack up slowly. Rod's coming out last, and you never know, we might get something before we leave. Right, here I am back in the car. It's now just after 8 o'clock. I packed up slowly from sort of 7:20. Rod's being last, and I had nothing further. And as a matter of interest, nobody on the lake has caught anything all day, so I suppose I'm quite lucky to have caught that 12-pound mirror. At least it wasn't a blank. Very hot today, and that's obviously a lot to do with it, but also there's rumours that that spawning has started and that sort of thing, so it's difficult to say. So yeah, just a 12-pound mirror. I think the biggest I've had out of here is a 16, so I'm after a 20 out of here as well. My quest for a 20 at Southfield and here will have to continue. So what I'm going to do is take a steady drive back home now and call it a day. Won't be out next week because I'll be on holiday, so it'll be a fortnight's time before I get out on the retirement sessions again. So there we go. Just one, not a blank. Can't complain. Better than going to work, as we've said before, and that's what's good about the retirement sessions. All the best, everyone. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you don't already, hit that subscribe button and click the alarm bell to get notifications.